Welcome back, everybody. Today we are on day 5 of the Relationship Rescue Bootcamp. We're covering the art of restoring relationships. Dive in. We're going to start a journey of relationship healing by ending the patterns that hold you back. So see how breaking up with yourself leads to profound personal growth. I love it. People are like, what are you talking about? Breaking up with yourself. Let's just dig in. You'll get there by the end. So, breaking up with yourself. In today's lesson, we're diving in with this intriguing idea. What is it to break up with yourself? This concept doesn't involve rejecting who you are, but rather letting go of the parts of yourself that no longer serve your relationships or your personal growth. Another amazing quote from Neville Goddard. Assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled and observe the route that your attention follows. This approach encourages us to envision ourselves as the person we wish to become, thereby facilitating profound changes within ourselves and in our interactions with others. This is, of course, a journey of transformation. When you break up with yourself, it's about deep self-reflection, acknowledging all your past patterns that hinder your relationships, forgiving yourself, and giving yourself permission to move forward. It's a journey towards understanding that the end of one phase of your life can lead to the beginning of a healthier, more fulfilling one. Here are some requirements for today. Self-awareness. When you are aware of your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, this is the first step. This involves you being honest with yourself about your strengths and weaknesses. If you haven't figured it out by now, this is day 5. We are only focusing on ourselves. Every process that you have been hearing about is about you and how you show up and respond to your environment. This is not about being aware of somebody else's stuff. This is only about you. That's where all your power is. That's where the transformation begins. You change and everyone around you changes automatically. There is also a need to have a willingness to change. You must be open to transforming your habits. Again, we're not worried about anybody else's habits, only yours. This journey requires an adaptable mindset, ready to embrace new perspectives and let go of your outdated ones. All those ones that you've been just hitting that drum for a decade or two. It's time to let them go. Commitment to growth. True change is a continuous process. This is not a one-size-fits-all. You don't do a process one time and then forget about it for the rest of your life. You must be committed to ongoing self-improvement and being patient with your progress. You're going to have milestones. You're going to have setbacks. Appreciate the entire experience. And also, of course, self-compassion. As you confront and let go of the parts of yourself, practicing self-compassion is essential. This means treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would a good friend. Now, here is a step-by-step guide to help you engage self-reflection, forgiveness, and self-love, each crucial to improving relationships with yourself and others. Here we go. Step 1, engaging in honest self-reflection, setting aside time. You must make time to do these processes like all the other processes. Hearing this today, consuming the information, and not actually doing a daily practice is going to be a waste of time. We must not only consume, we must create. So create more, consume less. Set aside time to be introspective and do it daily. Using your journal, again, you must write these things down. I myself, if I don't write things down, it is hard for me to realize and notice the work that I am progressing in. If I don't write it down, the old narratives can show up again and I'm going to just believe them and hear them out. When I write things down that I overcome and manifest easier and easier each time, that reinforces my belief and my passion for this work. And I'm able to accelerate and move forward much faster when I can trust and believe and let go. So that's why you must, every day, this week I've talked about writing things down. Your fantasy world is great, but if you don't write them down, it will remain a fantasy. And of course, we want to keep identifying any new patterns as they come up. When you're journaling, You want to pinpoint specific behaviors or thought patterns that you think might be hindering your relationships. Again, this is about your self-awareness. Avoid the habit that is so easy to identify and start writing down your partner's patterns or other people's from your past relationships, their patterns. This needs to be about your patterns exclusively. So dig deep and start moving forward. Step 2, practicing forgiveness. So now you've accepted your part by writing down what you're doing and focusing attention away from other people. So when you do this, you're going to uncover aspects that you want to change about yourself. Use forgiveness to do this. Forgive yourself for your past mistakes. Acknowledge that even missteps are part of your amazing journey. And once you have forgiven yourself, it's time to forgive everybody else. I often say in my videos, let everyone off the hook because they are you. Extend this forgiveness to others who you may have hurt and those who have hurt you. Recognize that this release is more about freeing yourself. Step 3, cultivating self-love. Develop new self-care habits. I often will say self-care is not a bottle of wine and a bath on Sunday. Self-care is moment by moment awareness of where you're at mentally and physically. So develop habits that nurture your well-being and reinforce your self-worth. This can include affirmations, self-care routines, and setting healthy boundaries. All things we have covered this week. These are daily, moment-by-moment activities. 2, respecting your needs. Self-love is about respecting your own needs and ensuring that they are actually met. This means prioritizing your own well-being and not neglecting yourself for the sake of others. If you're a parent, you may be just hitting that drum saying that makes it okay to sacrifice yourself. You must have balance or else you will not be any good to your partner or your kids if you're just automatically sacrificing yourself. You're going to have to pick and choose consciously, have discernment. Don't just automatically surrender and sacrifice yourself. You will not be able to continue doing that for very long. You will run out, you will get sick, and then you won't be able to be there for your friends and family when they really need you. Because why? You will have nothing to give. Then reinforce your worth. Cultivating self-love involves actively reinforcing your self-worth through positive self-talk, self-care practices, setting boundaries that honor your needs. Make small implementable changes so that you can make this a lifelong practice and transformation that never stops. Implement insights gained from your reflections and forgiveness. Make small, manageable changes in how you interact with yourself and others. Embrace this whole process. Gradual changes are key. Be patient with yourself as you work to transform your habits and your behaviors. This might mean reacting differently in familiar situations, trying new ways to express your feelings and needs. This might mean when your partner is yelling at you, you don't yell back at them just because they're yelling at you. Who is going to be the one to change? You can demand your partner do all the work, or you can take responsibility and do it yourself right here, right now, and that's where the empowerment will be. And then you can make choices moving forward from your healthy, safe, and aligned place. It's on you. Go slow and make them lifelong. Step 5, always regularly assess your progress. You want to continuously evolve in all these processes. When you reflect on how the changes in your self-talk and behavior have influenced you in your relationships, you want to then level up. Be asking for more from yourself and others. Dig deeper into these processes and renew that transformative experience over and over again. Adjust your strategies as needed to assure how you align to your new vision. As you go through relationships, careers, and changes in life, what you desire is going to change. So be willing to be flexible and adjust as time goes by so you don't get stuck again even after you've proven these processes work. And then maintain momentum. Following these steps, you're going to significantly alter how you view yourself and interact with others, leading to healthier, more fulfilling relationships. Momentum is going to speed up. If you're in a healthy relationship during this process, whatever you're heading is going to happen much faster. So don't freak out when you actually are getting everything you truly wanted. It will happen faster than you realize. Just get out of your own way and allow it to happen, and then assess, readjust, and keep moving forward. So now let's talk about some more real world experiences to demonstrate how we might use these processes. Healing from a past argument. So you had a past argument with a friend or a partner where things were left unresolved. Think about the role in your disagreement and any feelings of resentment. Use forgiveness to let go of bitterness towards yourself and your friend or your partner. Recognizing that holding on to resentment harms you more than it helps. Implement self-love by ensuring that you treat yourself with compassion throughout this process, affirming your capacity to heal and move forward. Now, again, if you're hearing this, you might be saying, Anthony, I am not worried about me. My partner is the problem. My ex is the problem. I hear you. If you keep all the focus on them, you will not be able to move forward. You won't be able to save the relationship, and you won't be able to get into a new healthy relationship after this one ends. You will go through a honeymoon period, and the process will start all over again if you're not willing to deal with your part. We're not saying that they're left off the hook, but this process requires you to forgive yourself and forgive them to truly heal and move on, regardless of whether you want to heal a relationship or end it. Another scenario is setting boundaries in relationships. In this example, you might realize through your self-reflection that you often sacrifice your own needs to please others. Does that sound familiar? To break this pattern, forgive yourself for the times that you neglected your own needs and begin practicing self-love by setting clear, new boundaries for yourself. This could involve expressing your needs more openly and then sticking to them, even if it's uncomfortable at first. Set a boundary, and then when it's not being held, you hold the boundary for yourself. Do not use a boundary and then throw it back in the face of your partner just because they crossed it. When they cross your boundary, it's up to you to actually withhold it. This means you can just walk away from the argument. It's just about you staying empowered and aligned so that you are not contributing to the escalation. How you show up matters. Of course, tips and best practices. You must remain consistent to your self-reflection. In an argument, you're going to catch yourself turning your gaze away from you and on the partner or the soon-to-be ex or wherever you're at in your relationship journey. When you turn your eyes away from yourself, you're going to start projecting, manifesting more of what you do not want. You must stay consistent to turn inward, which is the only place you have any power to affect real change. You want to reinforce forgiveness. Practice forgiveness, both towards yourself and others, over and over again. If someone hurts you 50 times and that is the end of the relationship, that is fine, but you must forgive them, or else you're asking to manifest that same occurrence to happen in a different relationship, a different face, a different name, but the same experience. So always fundamentally forgive yourself and everyone else, regardless of what happens in the relationship. Nurture self-love through your rituals. If I had $1 for every time this happened, I'm working with somebody, we start getting their head on straight, changing the internal narrative, they're manifesting faster, then their life speeds up. What's the first thing that gets dropped every time? All the self-love and self-care practices that we use to get them to speed their life up and transform, then they stop doing the processes because why? I'm busy. You're always busy. So learn from this. Never drop your self-love routines and rituals. You must create them. Make sure you're always doing them, regardless of how many activities you have during your week or your day. Continue to educate yourself. Learning more about emotional intelligence, communication skills, and different ways to relate in relationships. Books, podcasts, workshops, of courses, all going to help you manage and learn more about relationships. Seek support when needed. Go to your friends and family. Don't be afraid to tell them how you need to be supportive. Don't go to your friend who is always telling you a worse story than you're telling them. That's not the one you want to talk to. You want to go talk to your friends and family and support groups that you know you can say, hey, I need you to listen to me vent and not contribute to try and fix me or tell me what is wrong or tell me your story. I just need you to hear me. Getting support from friends and family is so important. However, it can become its own echo chamber. So seek professional support when needed. Your personal support systems that you know are healthy, happy, and positive, definitely go to them. Stay away from any negative influences, those who will get in the hole with you. And then celebrate your progress no matter how small. Acknowledging your successes helps you build momentum and encourage you to continue efforts. Again, when you have a small win, make it a big win, because this is the beginning of a continual life of transformations. Once again, here we are on day 5. We have covered a lot. Breaking up with yourself as a means to restore and enhance your relationships. We discussed how embracing self-reflection, practicing forgiveness, and cultivating self-love leads to significant personal growth and more fulfilling interactions with others. As Neville Goddard said, man's chief delusion is his conviction that there are causes other than his own state of consciousness. By changing our inner dialogue and the way we perceive and treat ourselves, we indeed change our external experiences and relationships. We've gone through practical steps and real-life scenarios that illustrate how you can implement these changes, along with tips to maintain and deepen your practice. So, final call to action. Take small steps each day to break up with the aspects of yourself that no longer serve you. That's the old story, the old images, the old poor me's. It's time to let them go once and for all. Share your journey and experiences in the comments below in the group or during our sessions. We're finishing up day 5. My last words to say to you are this: take all this in. Question, how can I apply this to my life now? Don't ask if, ask the question how. Every process you're learning here is going to help build mental resilience. It's going to help you in not only these processes, but any other process you come in contact with for the rest of your life. It's all about you. Your relationship starts and ends with you. Once we rescue your relationship with yourself, all the others rescued automatically. Signing off, this is Anthony Cortino. I've enjoyed these 5 days with you. I hope you have as well. I also go by Sacred Cobra. Find me on YouTube, and I will see you soon. Cheers. Bless you. You are sacred. You are worthy, and you are love. We'll see you next time.